What's up, Airsofters? When you hear the name Barrett, what do you think of? You think of big heavy rifles that sling big old bullets like their world famous 50 cal, the M82. We can't blame you. The M82 is and always will be one of the coolest rifles in the world, and arguably one of the heaviest in airsoft. But now, Barrett has entered the world of M4s. And what we have here is the airsoft version of their new REC7 DI, the EMG KRYTAC Barrett REC7. The DI in the REC7 DI stands for direct impingement, which is the more traditional gas system of the AR or M4 platform. Barrett also makes a piston-driven system called the REC7 without the DI, and it has a slightly different handguard and gas block. But for airsoft, this is, at least for now, the model we have, the DI. The REC7 DI comes in 3 colors, black and tan, which are pretty standard for most airsoft rifle platforms these days, and this really, really cool and somewhat different gray they call tungsten. One of my favorite colors of any AR in airsoft ever. It's also available in 2 different lengths, shorter 9.5-inch rail and the full length 15-inch version with the SBR and carbine designations respectively. All of these rifles come with free float rails with M-LOK on the 3, 6, and 9 positions, as well as a full length rail all the way across the top. Plenty of room and accessory mounting space to mount all of your accessory pieces, vertical grips, lights, optics, backup iron sights, things like that. Now, one thing that I love about this handguard is that not only is it comfortable, but it looks super futuristic and it's very, very clean looking. If you wanted to add just the handguard to your existing rifle, you can't do that, unfortunately. And that's because, rather uniquely, this handguard is actually keyed into the upper receiver, very reminiscent of the 416. Now that key, as well as the points along the sides of the upper receiver, give you a really positive lock, eliminating all wobble between the handguard and the receiver, which is great for zeroing your optics and mounting your accessories because you won't get any play there. However, it does mean that in order to use this handguard, you've got to have the Barrett REC7 upper receiver. Speaking of sturdy build quality, when you pick one of these up, you immediately notice how rock solid it feels. And for airsofters who are rough on their gear, this could be the M4 that you've been needing. There's no wobble anywhere. The rail, the pistol grip, even the buffer tube, everything feels like one solid piece. Now, because it's all metal, you might think it's on the heavy side, but it only weighs in at just over 6 pounds naked, and that's for the full-length 15-inch handguard version. So you don't need to worry about getting tired on longer operations. This is a KRYTAC product, so included with the rifle you get one of their awesome feeding KRYTAC mid-cap 150 round mags, as well as their crane style stock, which has tons of battery storage room and is very easy to access by pulling these tabs. Also included are the very functional flip-up polymer backup iron sights that are easy to install and remove, and the stock pistol grip, which honestly isn't really my favorite. I find it a little bit chunky and the finger grooves are a little unnecessary. But everything on this rifle is really well thought out, and the beauty of the M4 platform like this allows you to change things like the pistol grip or really anything else to your taste. Now that we've talked a little bit about externals and what makes it really sturdy on the outside, let's talk about the internals and how it comes in the box. right, guys, we're out here at our outdoor testing facility, which looks suspiciously like our indoor testing facility right now due to the whole COVID situation. But I've got my REC7 DI carbine out here, which is the full 15-inch handguard. I've got .25 gram BBs loaded in my mid-cap magazine and a Titan power battery loaded in there. Let's pop off a couple shots and see how it feels. Now, obviously at 25 feet, it's real easy to drill the center of the target. In fact, I can drill pretty much within the letter A of the A zone. But let's talk about ergonomics, kind of fit and finish, and my overall impressions on first glance. First things first, one of the most important things when it comes to shouldering a rifle is comfortability. And the multi-position stock allows you to get the stock in a position that's comfortable for your shoulder. But the shape of the handguard is really where it's at in terms of comfortability. And I gotta say, the REC7 handguard is extremely comfortable. The astute among you might notice that there aren't M-lock positions on the 45s between the 3, 6, and 9. Now, for some, that might be a negative. Personally, I like the thumb space of being able to lay my thumb across here. Does that mean I give up some of that M-lock position? Absolutely, but with the wide variety of mounts for flashlights available right now, especially ones that come up at an angle and allow you to mount your light, I really don't think you're missing out on anything without having those M-lock rail segments there. Personally, I feel like the 15-inch is a little long for me. I'd probably go with the 9.5 just because I do a lot more work in close quarters stuff. But you've got plenty of room here to mount accessories. I've mounted a green and red dot T1 style optic to it. And with just some basic setting of the hop up, I really haven't touched the red dot at all, and it's right on the money. We'll see how accurate it is as we get farther out. Other controls, moving down to the receiver, we've got an ambidextrous fire selector control, which can be actuated with right or left-handed shooters, which is really nice. I also do like that the offhand, I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna refer to this as the offhand side, is nice and small so that it doesn't get in your way as you're switching it, doesn't bite into your hand as you're gripping the rifle. And it's really easy to transition and still flip that back and forth right or left-handed. I will say though that the mag release is not ambidextrous, it's geared for right-handed shooters. And up top, when you want to adjust your hop up, pull back on the charging handle, locks back your dummy bolt. Rotary style hop up, really easy to adjust, and it's a little windy today, so we've got the hop up set a little strong for 2.5s, but we've got it shooting at a nice flat trajectory. Once I'm done adjusting my hop up, simply release the bolt catch on the other side, drops the dummy bolt, and you can close your dust cover. Did I mention how cool this dust cover looks and all of the really cool Barrett logos on the sides? That just about covers our externals except for the sling mount points, and again, not the most uncomfortable pistol grip. In fact, it's comfortable if you like a thicker motor grip, but I wish it was maybe a little slimmer or maybe a little bit more vertical, but you can always change that. We've moved out to about 100 feet to show you guys how this performs at distance. And at about 100 feet, it's probably gonna be where you're using a rifle this length more often. I will say that we haven't cleaned the barrel. I've set the hop up for 2.5s to shoot flat, and I really haven't touched the red/green dot at all. So what we're looking for here is tighter groupings and not necessarily being in the A zone because I'm not the most accurate shooter in the world. But let's see how it performs. I'm interested to see how we do. Well, I can hear myself hitting the target, but at this distance, we're gonna have to move in to check it out. Now that we've moved a little closer to the target, we can see that we've got a pretty wide spread. I was aiming for the A zone, but with wind and deflection using .25s outdoors, you might see a little bit of shifting. I did my best to keep things on target, and at 100 feet, you're still well within a body-sized target, which for a skirmish rifle is great. Throughout this entire review, we've gotten to see the incredible performance of the Barrett REC7 out of the box on semi-auto. And while the performance is impressive, I think we need to use this puppy for what it was designed for. Painting targets at 21 rounds a second. Just like that, 150 rounds fed beautifully, but they're gone so fast. If you're interested in checking out the all-new release of the Barrett REC7 from EMG and KRYTAC in all 3 of its awesome colors and both of its incredibly useful lengths, make sure you check them out right here at Evike.com. Follow us on social media at our Instagram and Facebook, as well as right here on our YouTube. By clicking the bell notification icon, you can get notified of our latest product video releases like this one. As always, play hard, play safe, play responsibly, stay safe and stay healthy. See you guys later.